Well, I would say two things, and both connected to my cultures. The Christmas, because every night we gathered with friends and family. And so every night, and the school system goes on break earlier. So it's not like these were school nights and we were worried about like get your homework done or get back home, get up in the morning. And so every night was family and was communing. It was music and was good food and lots of laughter and multi-generational, just mix and mingle. And that was fun. And then the second part of the year, I would say I enjoyed a lot, was probably the summer, because if not every summer, but every other, we would come to the United States to be with my American grandparents, and we would stay for a month or a month and a half, and completely different setting. We're Colombia, Bogotá, big city, in Beardstown, Illinois, tiny little town, maybe 1,000 people at the time. Um, Grandpa would go to yard sales and he'd get bikes for all of us. And then we would, I remember that the way to get to the pool, you'd go one block, one block, one block, one block, one block. You'd get to the pool and he would sign us up for swimming lessons and first aid or, swimming aid lessons. And then there'd always be an article in the paper that Julius Elmore's granddaughters were here from South America. And we would go with Grandpa for his morning coffee with the guys at a diner. And he would bring his granddaughters with him. Was super proud of the fact that the four of us, at the time there were four, were coming for the summer. And Grandma he would take us up on the levee and we'd look at the floodwaters if it had rained and the cornfields were damp in the rising waters. We're right by we're on the Illinois River. And Grandma would make super typical like blackberry cobbler. There was always corn on the cob. Grandpa had a garden, and our walk on the wild side as city girls was that he would pull a carrot out of the ground and he'd hose it off and give it to us and we'd eat it right there. And there's never been a better carrot than that. And I think that's probably where I got my love of gardening, and I have my veggie box out back and that's it. So both super great and very culturally reflective, but very much around family and people.